Hi everybody, and welcome to our third video in the Healthy Mind series. Today we're going to be talking all about resilience, which is a word that we are absolutely hearing more about lately. So SACE here, key idea is that there are effective ways to promote a healthy mind. So again, a great part of this topic. And the area of learning is the factors that influence resilience. So what is resilience? Let's give a definition. So this is the ability to adapt well in the face of adversity, trauma, or extreme stress. It's that idea of being able to bounce back from those challenging experiences. Now, it involves behaviors, thoughts, and beliefs. And the great news about this is that it can be learned and developed. Okay? There are three main types of resilience. There's overcoming the odds, sustained competence under stress, and also recovery from trauma. So whenever I think of resilience, I like to try and think of a person to try and remember it. And for me, someone who absolutely embodies resilience is Turia Pitt. So for those of you who don't know her, she was running an ultra marathon and got caught in a bushfire. So she suffered extreme trauma and burns to most of her body, and she's actually come through that experience as a really positive person with a great outlook on life, and she now inspires a whole range of people all over the world. So absolutely embodies that definition that we have for resilience. So the next part we have to do is tackle the 4 levels of explanation and how they impact or affect resilience. So we did this earlier in the year, and we know that the first level of explanation is the biological level. So if you need to revisit that, please do that now and come back. But in terms of resilience, we look at sleep as a really major factor here. So having a healthy amount of sleep enhances mental health. Adrenaline and cortisol. Now, we know that this is part of the stress reaction, that fight or flight. They are a protective factor, but only in the short term. So we know from gas theory that prolonged stress is actually really unhealthy. Things like exercise, remaining generally healthy in terms of food as well, and minimal use of alcohol and drugs. So in terms of the biological level, all of these factors help to increase resilience. Now for the basic processes level, so generally we think about cognitions, memory, and learning. So being optimistic and seeing the positive side of life, that type of thinking, those really protect you. Having coping self-efficacy, so having the belief that you can actually perform the behaviors necessary to cope successfully with stress. Having optimistic expectations, finding meaning in stressful life events. You know, if it doesn't work out, what did you learn from it? What positives can you find? And also things like having school achievement, problem solving, having a positive view of yourself, having confidence, learning from your experiences. So again, because this is something that can be learned, being someone who's willing to learn from your past experiences helps. And also, you know, trusting your instincts. So all of these things are part of the basic processes level. Now the person level, so we know that this is all about individual differences, and a key trait theorist that we spoke about in our last topic, personality topic, was Eysenck. So Hans Eysenck. A protective factor for resilience is being stable and having impulse control. So we know those two continuums, those are really important protective factors. Having above average IQ is very helpful. Having confidence, having good problem solving skills, so these are individual attributes, and having the capacity to manage strong feelings and impulses. So really having those skills as an individual is really helpful to protect you and to improve resilience. Okay, final one here. So sociocultural, all those external influences around you. The main one here is really to have a caring and supportive support network around you. So it could be relationships, friendships, family, and having really healthy relationships that create love and reassurance for you as an individual. Having positive school experiences and achievement is really good. Being able to rely on other people, all of these things actually improve your immune function, improve your health in general, not just your resilience. They give you a greater sense of identity and a sense of belonging in life. It increases your ability to withstand and actually bounce back from stresses. And we want good social pressure, so not unhealthy influences around you. So these are the things we've gone through today. Let's look at an exam question. So this came from last year's exam, and it was talking about emergency personnel. And it's asking you to describe 2 factors at a person level of explanation that could account for differences in resilience among emergency personnel. So each of these factors is worth 2 marks. So 1 mark for naming the factor, 1 mark for explaining it well. So pause the video here and have a go. And this is the second part of the question. So now describe 2 factors at a socio-cultural level of explanation. So this is a past exam question that you can unpack. Please complete this for homework, and I'm looking forward to pulling it apart in class with you. All right, see everybody.